timer's going. Okay.
Hi,
Flosstube.
I'm Nancy.
And I'm Laura, and we are Addicted Sisters. I said it right this week. So we have had a lovely week watching comments come in, and it's just been so fun. You guys are so nice to us.
I just can't believe all that are coming in.
So we asked the question last week, what do you prefer, linen, even weave, or Aida? There were a few of you who like Aida, and you gave some good reasons why.
I appreciated that because somebody talked about how the overdyed Aida now gets soft, and I wondered if it did that. So thank you.
And then linen and even weave were pretty well tied.
Kind of like we are.
So Grace Andres said that she would love to see some projects on Tula. I have 3 things that my daughter finished, and these are either Tula or Klostern, which are pretty close to the same thing. Cute. So this one's pretty cute, and it's just the word, and let me come real close, because it's kind of a Heatherfield Tula or Klostern type with those little checks.
It almost looks like burlap to me.
That one a little
bit.
bit.
Of it, no.
And then this one, she did. Can you tell that it's sparkly? And look at those googly eyes. Can you see that? There we go. But it has little sparkles in it. Really pretty.
Let me see, because I couldn't see it from that side. Halloween. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
And you'll notice a theme here. Katie did these when she was, mostly when she was younger. This one, okay, I want to show you the back of this before I show you the front.
We are proud of our backs.
Yeah. But I have to tell you that this is the first piece that Katie really did on her own. And it has lots of specialty fibers. Maybe I'll show you the front first.
Yeah, show them the pretty part first.
So it's Ghoul's Night Out. I believe it's by Lizzie Kate.
I think so too.
And it's on a beautiful piece of Tula. Just a really pretty blue. And then I just want you to see this because the brand new Young Stitcher, look at the crazy wrappings from the Mummy. I mean, just look at that. It's so funny. But we need to get this made into something and finish it up. I love this little ones. Look at what's holding her glasses. Those little sparkly bits. They're so cute. So cute. And I have a project of my own on Tula that I'll show you during our whip section. Then Kelly Sluter said she loves our kitties. Yeah, yay. My kitties were really happy to be let down.
Yes, very much.
Ms. Bolinas said, she asked us about glasses. She said she knows that we both wear glasses and she thinks that's her biggest problem.
I only wear glasses to read. I can't see far away without them. But I have a collection of glasses. So when I'm stitching, I'll put these glasses on, and then, I left my other glasses someplace else. But then I have another pair of glasses that I use just for stitching, and I'll put them right on over top. Because mine are just readers. And then that way I can get those really, finer stitch counts, although 28 is not a very fine stitch count. But, in the... when you're not in good sunlight, it really makes a big difference. So don't be afraid to put them on top of each other. People are laugh, but
but it's good. Then they're laughing at you, and you're getting more stitches in.
Yeah.
I am nearsighted, so I wear my glasses for distance. But my near vision,
the same but opposite.
My near vision is almost perfect. So actually, that's the reason that my glasses are rimless. I look underneath to read and to stitch. I don't need, my husband hands me cans to read the teeny tiny little fine print on things because my near vision is so good. And, oftentimes I'll push my glasses up and I look goofy too, but I'm doing my thing and I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
So that's what matters.
Who cares?
Marva Ware, you're a KC girl.
Hey!
Woohoo! And you said you'd like to attend one of our retreats. Well, we'll let you know after next weekend how it goes,
Yes.
and we'll see what we have planned for next year. Anna Goya and Paula Shelgren said that they love the gorgeous green fabric on your family treasures.
It makes a big difference. Big difference. I love it. Thank you for the comments.
And Paula also loved your French woolens.
Yeah, they're so cute.
And she commented that she uses almost exclusively Picture This Plus linen and even weaves because she lives so close that she can just drive over and pull out the pieces and choose the perfect piece for her project.
Well, and that's fun because you have to fondle. You have to fondle that fabric.
And that's about a 3.5 hour drive for us. But Nancy and I will make plans and go out there and show you what's going on and see what we can talk Marilyn into showing us.
Yeah, because she dyes her fabrics in the back room.
So we'll see what we can get her to show us. She does not like to be filmed.
No.
So I don't know if she'll let us do anything with her in it, but we'll just see what we can get out of it. Nicole B., you suggested that we watch Stitching Social. We both did. I love them.
Cute girls.
Oh, yeah. So sweet. And I love the Canadian accent, eh? So then my friend Amy Shingleton in Colorado. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
She wanted to know, where is it easier to begin stitching? She's just getting back into stitching after a long time away. So she wants to know, is it easier to start in the center? Is it easier to start in a specific corner? Where do we start? So where do you start?
Well, it depends on my fabric. Because if I've got a big piece of fabric, I'm just going to, this little thumb is like 1 inch. This makes 2 inches. If I don't have my ruler around close enough, I'll just measure in a couple inches and I'll start in the lower right hand corner because I like to stitch right to left faster and then come back because I'm going over. It slows me down, but I like to stitch that way. If my fabric is really tight, then I'll move to the center and I'll start in the center.
That's what I do too. If the piece that I have has to be really, really centered well, I start right in the center. And I start in the lower right-hand corner as well. However, the funny thing you should know about Nancy and I is that Nancy stitches like 90% of the rest of the world. She starts lower left corner to top right corner. And my first leg goes from the top right corner to the lower left corner. Nancy doesn't understand how that lets me do a sewing method, and I don't understand how hers lets her do a sewing method either.
But it works.
It does. So the same but different.
Yeah.
That's a comment that we saw through here a lot too.
Several times.
We were different but similar.
And I do start on the left side sometimes too.
I do if I need to.
Because I can roll what I've already done and then it stays safe and clean.
Amy also asked, what's a good fabric for newbie or new again stitchers? And she said 28 count is kind of intimidating and Ada doesn't look quite right. So Nancy, you have been back to stitching less time than I have. So what did you think? What did you start with when you started again?
Laura, I started on that crazy fairy that I got for 50 cents. Yeah.
So that's 28
count.
Over 2.
Yeah.
Now, 28 count, we stitch 2 strands of floss over 2 fabric threads.
Yes. So that makes it like a 14 Ada.
Yes.
And Laura taught me the trick that if you look at it, and you may have to explain this and start on the correct position, then all the little holes really do just kind of pop out.
Yes.
And you know exactly where you're going to go with it.
So the trick is that when you bring your needle up in your starting point, the thread to the left of it should be the over thread. The threads are going over and under. So when you come up in the first hole, then the thread next to it should be going over the thread instead of under the thread. And if you wiggle your needle back and forth, you'll be able to tell because you'll move that top thread. And if it's underneath, you'll see that there's more of a gap. So
now, does that work the way I start my stitches?
I think it should, yes.
Okay.
I mean, it should work the same for either of us. Because we would have the same group of squares.
Mm-hmm.
So,
mm-hmm.
But Amy, remember that Ada comes in lots of different stitch counts. So
yes.
I see a lot of people talking about stitching on 18 count or 16 count or 14 count. There are a lot of people out there dyeing fabrics. So jump
mm-hmm.
into it, find something that you really like. If there are designers that you particularly like, they probably have some freebie patterns on their site. Mm-hmm. And you might just pull one of those because it'll probably be something smaller and you can try that out first.
Yeah. And you can always go to, well, you know, you're in town here with us, I think.
No, she's in Colorado.
Oh, she's in Colorado. Okay. Well, your local needle shop may have some remnants that you can just buy a small piece and start with a small piece of fabric to test it out.
Mm-hmm.
Or go to Walmart or something and get the Monaco.
Something to try with, yeah.
The Monaco would probably be a nice even weave. So
mm-hmm.
you just kind of have to try.
Then our friend Deanna. Hi, Deanna.
Hey, Deanna.
She said there is no snobbery in her house. She is an equal opportunity fabric user.
Yes.
Although her very favorite is Potato Annabelle. But she says that's getting harder and harder to find.
It's a very pretty fabric, too.
I did just come across a piece of Annabelle, but it was not potato. It's I think it's kind of a blue or a gray.
Oh.
So, different. But I saw Annabelle and thought of you, Deanna. Karen D525. I have got to say that sometimes you have those dope slap aha moments. And then, now we won't be able to talk for a minute. After I called you Karen.
All right, I'm going off camera to get a drink.
Last week, then I was reading through comments again and I thought, oh, I bet it's her last name, well, Karen D.
And I pronounced it that way.
So, yeah, I just didn't, the brain didn't kick in. But Karen says she is a linen snob too. Woohoo! We unite. And she says that she has a lot of the same patterns that I do. And see, I knew that we were just...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Julie Evans commented a couple of times. I think she watched both videos.
Yes, I think she did.
So
thank you, Julie.
She said, she asked if we had listened to Colin Firth read The End of the Affair. No, we haven't, but oh my gosh.
Yes. And I saw that you can listen to it free on YouTube.
Ooh, may have to try that. And she also told me that she listens to Audible a lot and that she loves my voice and thinks that I could narrate books. So thank you very much. I once was told that my voice was comfortable and soothing and could bring people to God. So, wow. Who knows? You hear things, but I sing. That's one thing with the modulation of my voice. So. Yeah. She also would like to know, do we stitch in hand?
Yes.
Yes, both of us. I think we did embroidery and hoops.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the hoops make me crazy because I want to sew and I can't do it.
Yeah, and when I first came back, I think I tried the hoops because that's what I was used to.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was the stick and jab method, and I just felt like I was so slow. I had to catch up with these ladies at the table.
When I first started cross-stitching, I was using a hoop. And I would pull so tight that you could see all the holes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that the hoop popped off.
No. But you could see all the holes really, really well. So it was suggested that maybe I try stitching in hand because it would force me to have a more even pull.
Wasn't quite as tight.
Yeah, my tension was way better. So. Mm-hmm. Okay, and Julie also loves all our giggles. Well, then we've entertained you already this video. And this is kind of late in the day for us. It is about 5:20 here right now as we're filming. Mm-hmm. And we've had kind of a busy day, and we're a little slap happy.
Yes, just a little. The ride home was challenging.
You would not have liked the words in the car on the way home.
I had a bad mouth. Very bad mouth.
Lori Yu commented and said she wishes that she had a sister. She really likes how we interact.
Lori, you can be our honorary sister.
There you go.
We'd love to have you.
Anytime. Anita Ridnour is in Kansas City. Woo!
Yay!
Well, no, she's not in Kansas City. She's in Lebanon, Missouri. But she wanted to know if there were Kansas City needle workshops. Anita, we did something just for you today.
Yes, we did. That's why we went on. Well, part of the reason why we went on our trip today. But we went to our local shop and we filmed. Mm-hmm. So you'll get to see where we go.
We will be uploading a second video after this one. Mm-hmm. I think it's just about 20 minutes, maybe slightly longer than that. I haven't really looked yet. But you will be able to see the shop that we have and look it up.
And the owner.
Yes, and meet Kathy, the owner. And she has a website and a Facebook page, and she gives great service. Nancy's ordered from her several times.
Absolutely. And I've you'll see that she has a framing shop there also. Beautiful work. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you can trust your pieces with her. She'll take care of them just like they're her own.
Yes. Tiffin Stitches ask if we had seen the Sue Hillis piece that's Nell's finish. And we have not, but we are going to go check that one out and see what it looks like. Thanks for letting us know. We love those tips. Great. And then Spruced Up Stitching. She asked about the petite needles. She said she tried them, and that what she found is that eventually they break on her. Well, I was told at one point that you should get a new needle with every project. And if my projects are bigger, I do follow that. Now, when I'm doing smaller projects, I'm fine. I just, I'll stitch several smaller projects with one needle. But I do know that after a while, especially because I use a threader, then that eye gets thinner and it will snap, usually right in the middle of a stitch.
Yeah.
Also, the eye gets rough if you use it, especially since I'm using a threader. Yeah. It'll get rough.
And I haven't really had that problem but a couple times. But, now that I said I haven't had it, it's going to happen to me left and right.
But you don't use petite needles either.
No, I do not. I use Bowen 26 count, whatever, 26 size
26, yeah. And really, I love the Bowen needles. If I could get them in petite needles, I would do it. I
like them because they're so smooth.
Yes.
So smooth.
I have found that a good substitute for me is Mary Arden, but I just don't get them very often. I believe that they are from England, so I just don't get a lot, and not a lot of shops that I go to carry them. So in fact, the sunflower seed was one that carried them.
Yeah, and they're gone now.
Yeah. So but that's where we are with those. And so most of the time I'm using John James petite needles, but I'd much rather be using like the other ones because they're just nicer.
Mary Arden.
Yes. So I'm going to interrupt our schedule and say,
for exciting news,
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you.
Couple days late. And you should laugh because really the piece is too big to go in this box.
Yeah, you can see it.
And it kept going pop. So I was trying to tape it down really well, and yeah. Oh, look, it's tissue paper. Woo-hoo.
Yay, my favorite. Oh, Laura, what'd you finish? Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yes. Is that it? Mm-hmm.
Well, I just made...
What a sister.
I didn't want there to be something underneath that I was missing. Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh. Love you.
I love you too.
So I'll have to tell you the funny thing about the back here. I took this to school to show off. Okay, so the front, this fabric is Diva from Picture This Plus. Love it.
She's trying to say something.
And I used it on this side also. And then I had this sparkly stuff that I thought that would be so cute. And then,
so it's over it.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I have this just plain piece of check stuff that actually, but it's the, the one that had the pretty eyelets all over it.
Okay.
And this is the end where there weren't any.
Oh, okay.
And buttons from my stash, so just different ones.
Fun.
But this fabric on the back, so these are shiny. I took this to school to show off to
isn't it cute?
some of the teachers, and one of the teachers had on leggings that were this material.
Oh my gosh.
It was on Valentine's Day, so it was
Very
really fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, look. You have the power to make a difference. What kind of power do I have? Oh.
Sister power.
I was noticing that you had yours on today. Okay, maybe I should take it out.
Yeah, probably help.
Oh, so sweet. So this is really cool, and I was just seeing hers and thinking, oh, that's really cool. I like that. I wish I had one. Look, it's reflecting everything.
Well, and it actually, where I got it from is the Greater Good Network, and so that helps feed our veterans.
Oh, cool! Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Valentine's Day a few days late with us, but that's okay.
Oh, well.
We don't care. So
I don't care.
yeah. Woohoo! I got stash while we're filming. Maybe I'll show it later, too.
Ooh, wow.
Okay, next on our list are finishes.
I was like, where are we at?
I have a current finish.
You get it?
Yeah. And what I should tell you is that I showed you this pattern last week as stash. So I have this drawn thread lovebirds. This is the chart. And you know what? I bet I need this behind
have
it.
to go through there.
And this is the finished piece. Oops. There we go. And I just loved it. Loved it.
You know, the thing I like about drawn thread is all the little birds in it. They are always so cute.
Mm-hmm. This was really fun. There are some fun little stitches in it. And do you like this one, Nancy?
I do like this one.
Guess what? Look at all the supplies left. There's enough. There you go. So this can go in my bag, and I'll just take that home.
Okay.
So how was that? You know, you get
Yay!
a couple of things.
Oh, your bag fell on me.
Oh no, it fell over. So yeah, that, and I am anticipating making that into a pillow of some kind. I really, the way they have it framed is.
I was going to say, although the way they have it on the pattern here with the velvet, it looks like velvet
The
around it. Or
suede
probably, yeah.
Yeah, but
Very cool.
there's plenty in there, and really, if I would have thought about it, that piece of fabric was big enough that I could have turned it the other way, and I could have even given you half of the fabric.
You know, how many times have we done that, or started in the middle and then went, oh, we really had enough fabric to do another one.
And I started that one in the middle because I wanted it to be centered so nicely, and then it's only this wide, you know, in this big. So, okay.
I give you a lot to work with, though.
Yeah. Nancy doesn't have a current finish this week. However, I convinced her that she should show you this previous finish.
Okay. So I don't know how you're going to see this.
There we go.
This is Sampler Antico, designed by Yusef.
Oh, no, I can't see.
Passione Ricomo.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. And it was stitched in my round robin in 2013 by
2012 and
2013 by Deanna Avery.
In New York.
Who gave us a comment about no snobbery. And Laura Landis and myself. So I like it really well. It's on a piece of fabric that I got from
You come this way and they'll see your face.
Silk Weavers.
There you go.
Sorry. And then I just use one over dye and one solid. And right now I could not tell you what those flosses are, but I just loved all of the initials on it and thought it turned out really, really well. And I thank both of the ladies for helping me work on that.
The thing that is fun to me is that it has all these different fonts, but look at the B.
Here.
That just cracks me up. And yet somehow it works with everything else.
Yeah.
And I love that the L is huge in the middle. That means she loves me a lot.
And we debate on this one. I say it's an N. She say it says. It's a W. It's N. L-M-N. All right. That's my piece.
So then we are on to whips. And I think Nancy is not showing you whips. She wants to show it as a current project.
Yes, I do.
So I am off to the races here with a few more of my crazy whips. And Nancy's going to help me out some. So I'm going to start with this.
Hang on.
Yes, it'll be a bumpy ride. This first one is That Egg's Not Big, It's Uber. It's called Uber Egg by Bent Creek. And this is my piece on Tula. And I wanted to show this because this is what I'm doing. And when I do Tula, I use pearl cotton. Let's see. Here's a piece of
Just
it.
kind of fold it in or something.
Yeah, there we go. There's a piece of it. So it's good, big, thick stuff. So you only use one strand of a pearl cotton on something like this. And I'm not using the threads that it calls for because I have, all of these pearl cottons. But it is a crazy, silly piece, and I just love it.
It's cute.
Then I have Father Winter by Teresa Winsler.
I love all of her stuff. It's so pretty.
Oh man, do I love this. Oh man, will it probably never get done in my lifetime.
None of us have those kind of projects.
Deanna, can you do this one for me?
Yeah.
She's the Teresa Winsler lady.
She's the queen.
That's what I have. Just his feet. See his little foot right here? I think that's both of his feet. But yeah, that's resting on the footstool.
Oh.
But this thing, it's crazy. I've actually bagged up every color with its own needle because there are so many blends, and it's kind of crazy to work on.
Can you see all the floss?
Well, and this is, let's see. I was trying to see if I think the needle is in there, but I've got needles with almost everything so that I didn't have to trade them out.
Which is really kind of a smart idea.
Didn't want to mess with it.
Makes it a little quicker and easier for you.
Oh, I have to say also that because I was racing through these whips last week, I noticed that Nancy was saying, "Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's lovely," when I watched the video back. And I never said thank you or anything else. I'm really not that mean to her.
No, she's not.
So this next one, all I have is the pattern. This is a freebie.
Yeah.
So before anybody goes, "Oh," don't worry about it. It's just a freebie. This is called Stretch by Teresa Winsler.
I can't even see where I'm at.
Well, I think you have the top of him, so you're good.
And then there's the bottom.
Yeah. And this is what I have. So inside this border is this twisted thing. You can see that I highlighted it yellow so that I could really keep track of where it all goes. But I'm really thinking that what I'm going to do is just use an overdyed floss and fill it in because it's kind of...
and those are just rows of cross stitch. It almost looked like a specialty stitch at first.
Yeah, no, it's just plain old cross stitch.
Very pretty.
But I think I'm going to use an overdyed floss instead of changing because it's a lot of 1/4 and 3/4 and I just don't want to do that.
She's kind of known for that too, isn't she?
Yes, for and for the tweeting and everything else.
It does make it very pretty, but
yeah. Nancy and I took a class from Blackbird Designs. I'll give you this one. It's called Liberty Rose, and it's one that we started in class, and I just noticed that my threads are hanging out the front, and so that's kind of messy, so I'm trying to just get them out of the way quickly.
You won't notice that. They'll be right in your way.
Okay, so this is the first piece.
The bigger piece over here.
And it's finished. And the initials that I use down there are for one of our brothers, Charles Lewis, who has died. And, you know, I had to really think about my memorial pieces. And then we had another brother who died.
Very young. He died at
really
14.
young. In 1964. I don't even know if I had my first birthday yet.
Yes, you were 3 years old.
I was not if he died in 1964.
3 months old.
So I was little. So, I am not that much older. It goes in here, Nancy. There you go. Oh, math. What is it Stephanie says?
Not my strong.
Because math. Yeah.
That's why I keep Laura around.
But that was Marvin Allen, so I have an M and an A on that one. The next one I have is the Primitive Needle Witchy, and I just thought that was so cute.
This is one I like real well too. I think she's cute. I think it's cute.
And I've been trying to just do all of the black parts first, but I just have not thought that's very fun, and I've kind of gotten bogged down and
I think it's probably time to just
not
move a little bit.
Seen a lot of love. So the next one that I have, this is going to slide. You know, I may do this one last, so because we'll have to pull things.
On the things. Oh.
The next one I have is by Blackbird Designs also, and it's called Moonlit Garden.
This is a cute one.
Love this one. I have decided to leave off the verse.
I'm trying to hold it straight because it's crooked on there.
And this is what I have done on it. And love, love, love it. The fabric, I don't even think the piece of fabric is in there. But I think it is just...
I don't see a name.
I don't think it's well, maybe it is an overdyed. Actually, I think it's from R&R Reproductions, just by the way that it looks. Love R&R fabric. I love the feel of it.
Yeah.
Love everything about it. Next I have... Oh, I'm a little embarrassed about this. I found this in a bag in here with another whip. So I have this thing. It's called In My Garden Scissors Fob from Shepherd's Bush. Now, they put this out in the year 2000. I stitched this in the year 2005. Guess what? All I need to do is make it into a little pillow. Yeah, it's going in that one.
Oh, okay.
All I need to do is make it into a little pillow, and I just haven't done it.
Oh, and it's
this
so
goes in with
cute. Look
Isn't
at all
it
the
pretty?
little bees and bugs on it.
Yeah. It's so cute.
Oh, you need to get that finished.
So then, my very first Keslins. And we...
It was close to us.
Yes. But we had to travel all the way to Oregon to meet
her.
And we really, really, really enjoyed her. Yeah. So it was fun. It was fun. But this one is called Zephyr. And I chose Crystal Highland from Picture This Plus. So it's all sparkly. And my threads for this, I love this. My threads are, let me see the front, please. Because I got to figure out which way it goes.
Which way this
I think it goes this way. My threads are called Bullfrog and Olives. And I really think I've only stitched with one thread, but this is 40 count fabric.
And they're by Carrie's. The threads are by Carrie's.
Yes, Carrie's threads. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And I love them. They're two gorgeous greens, and they will work just beautifully on that. I think I told you guys last week that I have a thing for green. Oh.
I don't know why, because we grew up in that house that
I know was 7 shades of green.
Avocado.
Oh, but it was other shades of green too. That's what killed me.
Well, you know.
So this picture hangs in Heart's Desire cross stitch shop in Wichita, Kansas. Uh-huh. And the lady who did it over one, and I don't know on what count she did it on. But this is called Summer Zinnias. Beautiful. And it's from Mystic Stitch, and I can't see who it says the designer is. Pam Sweda. And I love that. Look at that. And I thought immediately, oh, I don't want to stitch that background. That would just make me insane. So guess what I found? From Silk Weaver, I bought this 36 count solo. Look at that.
This one.
Yeah. Look at that. And it's wonderful. Now, my little start down here in the corner, let me get up closer. My problem is that when I first started, I started with this pink, and I was using 2 strands, and it suddenly hit me how moronic that was. And so I only used 1 for this, and it goes much better. However, my problem is that they use a lot of the same greens for the greenery and for the background because, you know, it's supposed to be in there.
It's supposed to all blend.
I'm having a really hard time figuring out how I'm going to separate the green. And, you know, I thought maybe I should get colored pencils and color or do something.
Try to do something like that.
So my next
one... That would make sense, but what a lot of work to get there.
And I thought I could maybe contact Mystic Stitch, except that I don't have the receipt from the piece, I don't think. I don't know if they do the...
remove the background?
Yes. And if they would, then probably I would stitch that.
In a minute.
Because it's so pretty. Okay, my next one is Snowfire Christmas from Just Nan. Love this pattern. So pretty. Such cool stuff.
Can you
hate
see it?
Stitching this.
Oh.
Because it's just fussy. I made myself work on that lowest band down there. I mean, I've gone through, can you see all the beads and stuff already? I mean, I've made myself get that far. And
it's really beautiful.
I do go back to it. Thank you. I do go back to it every once in a while and try and put in a little bit more, but it's very tedious for me, and I don't tend to stick well with things like that. Oh, look, I didn't pull this one out, so I'll make a little rattle here. Who is it who likes that? Bendy Stitchy likes the sound of packages. Okay.
Can I do it for you?
So my next one is The Language of Love by the Drawn Thread.
I'm trying to get it up there.
I really like drawn thread patterns. And does this, oh, here it is. Okay, so the fabric I'm doing it on is an orphan that was adopted for me. And this orphan's name is Lauren, which I think is really sweet.
This is really nice. I've never looked at their patterns inside. And I can't show you the pattern, but it's big print.
Yes, it is. So, I mean, it's really easy to see.
Yeah, how nice.
But this, okay, so there's my start. But this is my fabric. Look at that.
That is going to be huge. Is it really going to be that big?
No, that's the width.
Oh.
So I will have a nice piece of this.
How far over? You think maybe there?
I don't know. I don't remember. But I will have a nice piece of this left when I get all finished. So I'll get to stitch something else on it. Yeah. Okay. And then last week.
Yep.
Do you have yours by
I've got it right here.
Okay. So last week, Nancy showed you her, what is this one called? Halloween Fairy. That was in the magazine by Mirabilia. And I'm going to let her show you hers again. Just to kind of remind you. So Nancy's fabric is...
Oh, look! My fabric is Marshmallow Fudge by Zweigert, which I got through Silk Weavers. So here's mine. I told you it was marshmallow something. Right?
Yeah, I think you said marshmallow fudge even. So I think you did very well. I was trying to quickly see if I had a tag, and I sure don't see one. I don't think it's in the middle.
What is this?
Oh, thank you. Yours is 28 count, I would bet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So mine is Edinburgh linen. Don't put it away yet.
I'm not.
Mine is Edinburgh linen. It's a solo from Silk Weaver. Okay, we're going to fight with that in a minute. And
doesn't matter.
Just, are you ready? Are you really ready for this? Because
dun, 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 dun.
This is mine.
Dun, 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 dun.
So 36 count, and again, I think I was stupid and tried using 2 threads, but I have since started using just 1 thread, and I mean, I love how it's looking. She's kind of a crazy looking woman right now, but
so here's the difference.
This is us. So, although sometimes my fabric is the quieter one.
Yeah, it really is.
And that is what I brought to show you for whips this week.
Not bad.
No. Really, I have a blog, and I'm not really good about using it all of the time. But last year, I showed a whole big bunch of whips. I was showing a project a day because I have a friend in Australia who, when she wasn't able to stitch, she just showed one of the projects from her stash every day. And I like that idea so much that I adopted it, and I started with all of my whips. I was up over 60. I started on January 1st. It was in March before I finished. So, yeah, it was.
You do have a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, next up is stash or haul. Where did mine are in my purse. So, I may have to ask you to grab those for me, because I don't think I can get over there. I'm sorry, I forgot to get them out.
Okay, let me
move
everything around.
Reset. I did actually buy some things from Satsuma this week that I just love, but I don't know if I can get them to come up. So I'm going to let Nancy show you her stash first.
Okay. So, last week I showed you, I'm going to do that in current project. Oops. Okay, so what I got this week, I just got a couple. And I know you guys are all stitching these. The Little House Needleworks, Winter ABCs, and Autumn ABCs. I kept seeing them and I think they're so stinking cute. So I decided I wanted to get them. And I'm gonna do those and then Priscillify them if I can. I want to look for a shutter that I can hang, not permanently, but permanently, and then switch them out. Winter, then and the autumn. I've got another piece that I think I showed you already. My that French piece, the thing about friendship.
Oh, okay.
I can't think what it's called right now, but it's all springy looking. I thought that would be really fun for spring. But then today, I couldn't leave this. It is Sheep on the Meadow by Cedar Hill.
Really, really cute.
I just look at that. Look at the color in those sheep. I just love it. And of course, she was having a sale. So I got this really nice piece of fabric.
And I think it was just called Dark Teal.
I think so,
and
yeah.
It's Jaslyn.
Jaslyn. Mm-hmm. And then here are my flosses that it's always hard to see these things when you show these things and see them. Got my hand in the way here, but wahoo!
Got it.
There you go. So it's going to be pretty. We substituted 2 colors here that I'm going to use on my sheep and as the accents in them. And those are kind of hard to see because of the lighting.
Does it help with your white pattern behind or your fabric? Yeah.
A little bit, but you can see. It's Tea and Biscuits, which I love, by Classic Colorworks, and Conch.
By Weeks.
By Weeks. Mm-hmm. So that's it for me.
Okay. Then at Satsuma Street, I noticed that they had an autumn pack, and so I bought it. So it has, let's see if I can get this to work. This one, which I really love, that's called Autumn Bird. And then the other one in the autumn pack, silly thing. It just does not want to cooperate with me. I'm trying really diligently here.
Technology is not your thing today.
It's really fighting me. So in the meantime, where'd they go? Big purse. Oh, there they are. Okay. So in the meantime, I saw these. I don't remember who's stitching these, but darn, they're so cute. So I am going to start the Main Street series. So I got the bakery. I love that. And I got the Main Street Coffee Shop. And I also got the Main Street Grocery. And I think I'll change that little orange cat to match one of my kitties.
I have an orange kitty.
You do?
My orange kitty.
So this isn't going to cooperate with me, but there's another.
Oh snap! It won't work.
Yeah.
Isn't that what that